If you're running an agency or freelancing SEO and advertising services, you already know how tricky it is to set client expectations before you start the work. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use competitive overview feature inside of SplashDash to accurately sell your services and confidently decide whether your client's truly ready to advertise. If you're not considering what the average authority is in the area, what the average review count is in the area, what the average domain age is in the area, website traffic, keyword presence, and advertising spend in an area, it can be really difficult to compete in a local marketplace no matter how badly your client wants leads. That's why we created the competitive overview tool. Before we turn on any ads or promise results, we want to diagnose where they stand before putting them in a local marketplace. The competitive overview tool is super easy to use, and I'm going to show you an example of it with a client that we're working with right now and how we took on the client because we're confident we can bring them results. So before we ever onboard a client, I always run a competitive overview of their domain and their local marketplace to see all of these local competition in one area. So when you're in the dashboard and you type in competitive overview, or you just click it, you'll see that it's going to ask you for your business name, your location, and your business category. In this case, it's going to use data from a couple of different places, and then it's going to pull together a really useful report showing you how you stack up against your competition. As you probably know, every market has different levels of competition, and that's indicated by the fair, the low, the high indication on all of the SplashDash reports. So when we run this report, we really want to get clear on a few things. When to say yes to marketing and when to say no. When to say yes is when the client has a higher domain authority than the market, when they have an already existing powerful footprint, if they have an established brand, at least 10 plus years, if they have a good reputation in comparison to the market, and if they have consistent organic and brand search volume. When to say no is if they have a lower authority than the market, no keywords, brand new domain, no reputation, no traffic, zero to little brand search. So let's go ahead and run our first competitive analysis report and show you how I would analyze this information. So I've gone ahead and run it for our client here, as you can see. And the first thing that you're going to be presented with is a couple of rows of information showing you some key metrics: organic traffic, domain authority, reviews, keywords, and the domain age. Below that, you're going to see the competitor that you're comparing to or the entire market that you're comparing to as well. On the right side here where it says one competitor, I can click as many competitors that I want to. Sometimes our clients will fixate on just one competitor, so we want to be able to do that. But in the case I wanted to compare them to the entire market, I can do so. You can quickly see that this report does two things. One is it gives me a roadmap and it gives me the leverage I need to know if a client is going to do well in a local marketplace. Because this client has a higher domain authority of above average of 205% more, and they have a 119% above average review status compared to the competition, and their domain age is 221% above average the local marketplace, I can confidently say that we're going to get this client results because they're in a good standing. Scrolling down, I can look at this information on a table. So if I wanted to filter this information by highest traffic, highest DA, highest amount of reviews, highest amount of keywords, oldest domain, I can do so using this table if I prefer that view. Scroll down, I can look at the different organic traffic trends over a couple of different periods of information. The first one is a year, the second one is 6 months, and the one that's on by default is the last 2 years. So when I turn on the competitors below, I can see in the line chart which competitors have a lot of traffic, which competitors are trending, and then as I hover at any time frame, I can see that information comparing it to the main competition, which is your client or my client, which is the input. So this line chart allows me to quickly see this information over time, allowing me to visualize this, especially when I'm working with a client. If I'm trying to sell them, I'm trying to showcase to them that it's a good time for them to do this. If I'm trying to decline them, or if I'm trying to start slow with them and do things at a slower pace and not advertise, I might show them why with data-backed decision making. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see that all the key metrics this client has met at almost 100% because they're almost the top first position in most of these key categories. But this allows you to get a benchmark of how many more domain authority points that you need or Google review points that you need, etc., to beat the competition. And of course, at the end, if I want to share this report, I can, or I can rerun that same report. When we start working with a client, we do this selection process very delicately. As you can see, this is one of our development clients right here at the advertising agency that we run called Euro Home Care, and it's working well. We have 5 ads running for them. We have SEO running for them. They have left us a positive review because they're enjoying their experience because we set the right expectation by using Competitive Overview. Want to see more examples of these reports or want to create your own? Head over to our website SplashDash.ai to browse live report samples and run your first reports for completely free. No strings attached, no credit card required. Thank you so much for watching this video.